You know what sound that is, folks? You betcha. That's another Noon Whistle. I'm Kris here.
And I'm John Anzalone, and I am here at the Elkhorn High School today, Kris, with Kris Lefko.
All right. Welcome, Kris.
Thank you for having me.
She's one of our educators, and I'm going to let her tell us about what she does here, because she does some amazing things and teaches some really great classes.
So yeah, I'm Kris Lefko. I'm one of the business education teachers here at Elkhorn High School. Not just business, but I call them life classes. So if you are interested in a little bit about intro to business, I also teach promotion principles, computers for professionals, web programming, and business law.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That's a whole smorgasbord of classes just in one room here.
That's a lot of classes. Kris, how many years you been at Elkhorn?
This is my second, but my 11th in education.
Okay.
My second career.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask. I knew you had this was a second career choice, but the career choice. Tell us a little bit about like your first career. What was it? What'd you do?
What did I do? I ran my own business for 21 years.
Oh my gosh, what'd you do? Tell us.
So I ran my own maintenance company in Lake Geneva with this ex-husband of mine. But I worked for a lot of influential people around the lake. So I bring all of that knowledge that I would have sidebar conversations with, and I bring that into the classroom for the kids.
How amazing is that? Someone who owned a business for 21 years is now teaching business classes and bringing all that experience and knowledge to the students.
Yeah, I can't imagine the relevancy when kids, because John and I know this, and many of us have been in education long enough to know that kids are always asking, how do I start a new business? I always want to start my own business. I guess you're able to kind of coach them through what that looks like, both the benefits of it and I'm sure the challenges of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've had students come up to me and ask, we live in that area, the kids want to start their own lawn mowing business in the summertime. Ms. Lefko, how do I start my own business? How can I make my own business cards?
Great resource.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
Go ahead.
So what are some unique classes, like when you came to Elkhorn, you're like, oh, you want me to teach this? And then talk a little bit, like what's kind of one of those unique classes that you teach that you were at first maybe not excited about, but now you're like, I love it.
The kids have really brought me into my business law class. They love this culminating project that we're working on. It's called the Vacant Lot Project, or we repurpose a building in Elkhorn. So the kids really get into looking at the zoning, looking at the ordinances, looking at the real estate market and what's going on with it. They learn how to write their own sales contracts and what the elements that need to go into these sales contracts. They understand how they want to form that business, whether it's an LLC or a corporation. So that project has really been brought to life. The kids are really enjoying that project.
So Kris, stepping back a little bit, really interesting. What made you choose the transition from owning your business to I'm going into education, I want to be a teacher?
Back when I was in high school, we had this TA program. So I went to the grade schools for my junior and senior year and TA'd for a couple grade school teachers. Really wanted to go into education. Life turned a different direction. I ended up having family first and ran a business. And it got to a point where it's like, I need to fulfill that lifelong goal of going back to school and becoming that teacher I wanted to become 20 years ago. So I did it.
And?
I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
nice.
really
Isn't it amazing? Let me ask you a quick question. We asked this on the Noon Whistle. We haven't recently, but we'll do it now. Who is your favorite teacher? And then give us their name and explain why.
Oh my gosh. Gordy Raw.
Oh.
He was my mentor. He was my 7th grade science teacher, my 7th grade homeroom teacher. He was my basketball coach at the middle school because I grew up in Lake Geneva. And then by the time I got to high school, he was our high school basketball coach. So Gordy was a huge part of being influential in my life and why I ended up becoming a coach and a teacher.
Got it.
Kris, this is unbelievable. So Gordy Roth, excellent guy. knew him well. Here's how small the world is. He went to college with my father, and they lived in the same house. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Come on, did Kris know that?
No.
No.
Okay, so I just so
I didn't even know
everybody.
she knew Gordy Roth, who
Yeah.
lived 2 blocks away from me in Williams Bay.
That's amazing.
Anyway, all right, back to education.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing that. We're glad to have you on education.
Yes, second year going well. Got some cool classes. Why don't we? It looks like you got a lot of amazing stuff on the walls. Let's talk about some cool projects that you're doing right now.
All right. Behind us, those are the vacant lot projects from last trimester. The students are starting them just this trimester.
I'm going to stop you, Kris. You know what? This is worth, I'm going to turn the camera here, Kris, and we are going to check these out as we're going around the room. Because there are some pretty special projects and some things they're doing here. So you get up there just
Get
like
up here?
the game
Okay.
show host
The
and show
game
us
show
what's
host.
going on.
So we've had a lot of interest in the ElkWorks Independent Building to start different types of businesses. Elena decided to start a blend bar, a smoothie bar. So the students have to come up with their property. On the back of this, she has her sales contract. And then we also talk about employment law and the different types of work posters that have to be posted. We talk about the zoning, the seating for fire code. They have to come up with what they would potentially have for seating, what it's costing for their licenses and permits, their menu, and why they're wanting to do it, the demographics you put on here, which is really kind of cool. Then we have another business that Pause and Play. So they want to start like a doggy daycare service with different services that they're going to offer. So, and they also have to find out that there's different licenses and certifications they have to have in order to run that business. Top Golf is huge for the boys, not just boys, girls. They really want something to do around here. So when we get talking about a franchise and things like this, kids also have to look it up of what it costs and what they need to have as far as capital to start that type of a business.
Kris, do you bring in, and if you don't, it's okay. I'm just curious. You bring in any outside speakers, mentors to coach kids through it?
I am bringing in Mr. Blum, Jay Blum.
Oh, okay.
He's a commercial real estate guy, so him and I started last year with this, and he comes in to help the kids with the project.
Nice. Well, let us know if you want any, because John, I was just thinking about, the ElkWorks Youth Build right now is building on a home that we were a part of and acquiring the property with Bloomfield Township. Shuck Law, Michael Cotter from the county. We'd love to help you out on there. These are great projects. Awesome.
Yeah, they are, and let us help. As you were explaining the project where they use the 1111 building downtown, I thought there's plenty of local business owners that would love to come and share.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving along.
All right.
We'll just pause, and some of these, in Intro to Business, the students do a food truck for a culminating project where they have to come up with a food truck idea. This is just a couple of the actual 3D models that they come up with. And it's that hands-on portion that gives them some fun things to do in craftiness.
Yeah, really addressing kind of that tactile learner, get them to build something, envision it, color schemes. It's cool.
Color, psychology of color. We talk about the marketing, that this is your marketing tool, and don't leave, a side unturned. You got to make sure that you really market your business and use all sides of your food truck.
I just think, John, what's really cool is last week we heard from Mr. Sargent, who created a sales trailer.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it gets real.
So we have some more of the business lot, the vacant lot, but then over here for these food trucks, these are 2 for this trimester right now that the students have started. So these are vision boards. So we talk in Intro to Business of, you got to have that vision and all those elements that go into starting that business. And if you put it on a vision board, you're always looking at it. You're like, what can I change on it? Or what can I add to it to make it that much better? And so these are just 2 of the ideas. And what's cool right now is we get to have these AI generated images, and it doesn't take the kids very long to get these things to fruition. This
It's pretty neat.
this is really cool. These guys they have to do a 2-week social media campaign. And these guys put it on here as a flipboard. So this is really, really kind of cool how they
That's
decided
awesome.
to do it. Yeah, they put all that work into that.
That's cool.
All right, you can see there's these food trucks all over, Chris. They're all pretty neat.
Yeah, what's Jim looking to do? Looks like something in the,
He's a fish.
yeah,
We're missing his business card's a really cool thing. The kids come up with these crafty little things. So
Jim serving fish.
Jim's serving fish.
nice.
Some of these have been stored away and they're not doing too good, but it gives those kids that idea of what they can do.
Nice.
We start that this weekend intro.
I'm going to show you a couple more before we go on to the next one. This one's
one I
kind of
learned about
clever.
rolled ice cream. I had no idea what it was.
What is it?
Rolled.
Uh-oh,
What?
hold on.
What's going on? Oh, holy catfish. You fall down?
Yep.
No. All right, can you see
This
that?
project here, the kids taught me about rolled ice cream. I had no idea what rolled ice cream was until this, and it's really huge in Florida.
What is it?
You put ice cream on a sheet pan, and then you roll it out. It's like you use a special scooper, and it rolls it, so it ends up being rolled ice cream.
Huh. Wow.
You didn't know either.
Listen, ice cream's good.
So this one didn't want to start a food truck. They started a paw for dogs, dog treats and different things that they were going to be going around. And then that one was a crepe truck.
Nice.
Grapes, we got a little bit of everything in here.
All right, so Kris, just a quick review. You're teaching business law this trimester. What else?
Intro to business
Intro to business.
and web programming is my other one.
Got it. Okay. All right. What happened, John? You kind of froze there.
I know, I don't know why we're freezing up a little bit here. We might have to wrap this up. I think I'm having some technical difficulties.
Are you? All right. Well, we that happens. That happens. Seems
I
like we've
lost my whole screen here.
Okay. Well, I'll keep talking. We can hear you though, so we're going to go traditional podcast.
Okay.
We'll do is we'll let the audience just see just see me. So
Yeah, that's really the most important part of the whole show.
well, yeah, that's the rumor. So all right. So Christy, that's perfect. Stay just like that. You're fine. Oh, look
Okay.
at you're back.
We're back.
Wait,
You're back. Awesome. Look at you.
you figured it out.
Look at
Oh
us.
my goodness. You're a problem solver. I mean, that's what this makes the Noon Whistle. This is raw, unedited footage, problem solving on site. I mean, that's, at some day, John, I think, you think about those videos you see, you're going to be on the side of the road where you're interviewing somebody and they drive in the rain and splash you with the big puddle. And, you're going to be like that type of reporter.
Yeah, I'm going to see if Kris knows. We're going to sing the Elkhorn School song before we wrap it up.
Oh boy, does she know it?
No, and
Absolutely.
neither do I,
Right
so
now.
we're going to practice that later.
Okay, that's perfect. Well, good. I think the good news is before you froze, we saw everything we needed to see. I think so Kris, you're doing a great job. We're glad you're here. What are you most excited about to the end of the year? We'll kind of close there.
What am I most excited about? Oh my gosh. Just the more I get those hands-on projects, these food trucks are going to be coming out this next couple of weeks. The end of the try is coming up. So I get a whole bunch of new projects that the kids are going to be doing. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Just try 3. Do you got a lot of new classes or any continue?
Intro to business again, next try. I teach promotion principles, which is a social media marketing class. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then I also have a section of personal finance next. So
Nice.
I love my personal finance. So that's nice.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, good. Well, thank you for being here. John, anything else before we shut her down here?
No, thank you to Kris. Thanks for sharing your story and the story in your class, and we love it.
All right. Well, on that note, let's get the people back to work. Thanks for taking time. On that note,